and then you have to lift the barbell all the way over your head. And it's the distance that the implement travels that makes the big difference in Olympic lifting. Of course, you have to be strong to do it, but in addition to raw strength, you have to generate muscular power. And that means that basically every muscle in your body has to contract in less than a quarter of a second, less than 250 milliseconds. So it's very similar to sprinting. It's very similar to the jumping sports where you exert maximum force in a split second. Very similar to throwing an implement like a discus or a shot. The bar travels in a very specific path, and if it doesn't travel in that specific path, generally you're going to have some problems. So the first thing I'm going to show you is called a snatch. That's the first event that's contested in the Olympics. The bar travels from the position on the floor to an overhead position in about 3 or 4 tenths of a second. So the lifter comes up, the bar is sitting about 9 inches off the floor. These plates are 18 inches wide with a hole in the center. So the bar is setting up about 9 inches when you start. For the snatch, you take a wide grip, wider than your shoulders, and that's because you're going to lift the bar from the floor all the way overhead non-stop. So to fix the weight over your head, you need that wider grip. Your shoulder blades retract a little bit as the bar comes into the receiving position. So people that want to learn how to do this, the first thing you need to learn how to do is squat down under the bar. So this is called an overhead squat. You can do this with a stick. It's a lot of fun to do. Feet are about shoulder width apart. Your toes are pointed out a little bit. So that's one of the beginning exercises that a beginner learns whenever they take up the sport of Olympic weightlifting. Then after they get good at doing that, then they start doing little things called drop snatches, where you just take a little hop and then you go down into the squat position. And after you learn how to do that properly for repetitions, then you're ready to start learning how to pull the bar. Now, the thing with Olympic lifts is that the bar always has to stay close to your body. And that's because all the leverage is right in the center of your body. It's not out here someplace. That's why when Eric McGill lifts that granite ball, he hasn't got it out here someplace. He's got it right here, close. So what I'm trying to do is keep this bar almost touching my body all the way up. So in order to do that, I push down on the floor with my feet. I bring the bar back in just a little bit toward my knees. As soon as it passes my knees, I stand up fast and I shrug, and then I jump down under the bar. So what I have here now that I'm ready to try is 65 kilograms, which is 143 pounds. This morning, I weigh 156. So most of the time, if you find a lifter that can snatch their body weight, that's really a pretty good lift. And I'm going to try to do that for you today. I've been working up to this as you've been watching one of the other events. So what I'm going to try to do is lift this from the floor over my head in about 4 tenths of a second. And if I make noises during the process, this is normal. Now, normally when I do this in training, I do sets of 2 singles. Olympic weightlifters generally don't do more than 5 repetitions for an exercise. And we're doing these things we're going to show you today, which are the snatch and the clean and jerk, the classical lifts. A lot of times we'll just work in sets of singles, as many as 5 in a row. So I'm going to do two singles here for you. Let you, well, just kind of get my body used to what's coming next. So, I've been working along here, taking smaller jumps, because I'm a little bit of a smaller guy. So Eric is going to go to the next weight we're going to select for his exercise. he's going to show you what a clean and jerk looks like, which is the other event. And we're going to put a 10-kilo plate, green one on the outside. Now in a competition, you get 3 snatches and 3 clean and jerks.
Yeah. Forgot about that part.
40. So 2 more times.
Oh, okay.
We'll go 90.
We'll go on and on. Now, the difference in the clean and jerk, as you'll see when Eric performs this, is that you lift the bar first from the floor to your chest, and then you get a little rest break where you're taking breaths, and then you put it the rest of the way up. So he'll do the clean first. Stands up, gets set, takes a breath, and then drives the bar overhead. Now, one of the things that we do in training, weightlifters do a lot of squatting motion where the bar is up on the squat racks and you take it off and do squats. But one of the other things that we do for variety is we'll do a clean and then we'll do a multiple recovery. So Eric will show you some of the things that he does in training as I coach him. There's 2, there's 3, and then he'll do the jerk. Now what he did there for his jerk was called a power jerk, in that he didn't move his feet. So this is more difficult to do depending on the lifter. Some lifters prefer to do them that way. So you sufficiently warmed up with that? Okay. So now I'll pull this down to 70 kilos.